I'm Wayne Johnson with Doc and Queen Ministries. Got a marriage workshop coming to you on April 18th and 19th of 2025 in the Richmond, Virginia area. It's for all those who are married. Actually, it's even for those who are thinking about marriage. In particular, for those who are struggling in their marriage, it is going to be dynamic. Today's lesson is going to be for the wives. This is huge, wives, and this is something that you definitely want to hear and know. Make sure that once you hear this, that you get this out to other wives that are out there, but also those who are wanting to be wives themselves. We're going to be coming from 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. And it reads, "In the same way, you wives should be willing to serve your husbands. Then, even those who have refused to accept God's teaching will be persuaded to believe because of the way you live. You will not need to say anything. Your husbands will see the pure lives that you live with respect to God. It is not fancy hair, gold jewelry, or fine clothes that should make you beautiful. No, your beauty should come from inside you. The beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. That beauty will never disappear. It is worth very much to God." Awesome scripture for the wives. And it starts out saying wives should be willing to serve your husband. And when we hear that word serve, we take it in the wrong context because we're looking at someone is gaining everything while you slave for them. But this word serve really means to help. So wives, you are called to help your husband. Actually, it also means to be the answer to your husband's purpose. You and your husband have a purpose for God. Many times, most of us who don't understand the three-way connection between God, you the husband, and you the wife, there's a purpose that God has for y'all. And you have to get, and y'all have to get in alignment. So you as a wife is the answer purpose for your husband serving God. Now, I hope that makes sense because that is one of the main, if not the main purpose of why God has put you and your spouse together. Then it says, then even those who have refused to accept God's teaching. So we know that there's so many out here who don't even accept God's teaching. However, wives, through you serving your husband, because when you serve your husband, that means you already know your position, what God would have you to do, and you are in alignment with God. So now you can be in alignment with your husband, which is also in alignment for you and your life. When you do that, you will show others who don't understand or recognize God's teaching. It says, God's teachings will be persuaded to believe because of the way you live. When you are living right, serving your husband, knowing what God has called you to do because you are your husband's purpose. The reason why he needs you is because you complete his purpose. And those on the outside see you don't have to do but do what you're doing. You don't have to say nothing to anybody. Your actions speaks louder than words. We left off is that you won't have to do anything but do what you're doing. You don't have to say nothing. Now, the next verse it says, your husbands will see the pure lives that you live with respect for God. So when you are in alignment with everything that you're doing, you respect God. Your husband can see your pure heart. One thing we understand is women need love, men need respect. And when it says here that you live with respect for God, before you can respect your husband, we know you got to really truly respect God. So this is really huge. I was so excited when I went back and studied this. Then it says, and many women really need to see this, because it says it is not fancy hair, gold jewelry, or fine clothes that should make your beauty. Now, I'm sure it's not saying that you can't do these things, but it is not truly what makes you beautiful. Then it says, no, your beauty should come from inside. It's inside what is your beauty. The beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. That beauty will never disappear, because it doesn't matter how fine your hair is, whether you got gold jewelry on, or if you wear fine clothes. We all physically get older and we can break down because we don't know what's going to happen. But what's in the inside of you doesn't get damaged. And that's where your true beauty comes from. That beauty will never disappear. It is worth very much to the one that it matters to, God. Take care, God bless, and once again, much love.